You're not here because you need motivation. You're here because you're tired of watching your life stall for the same reasons over and over again, while your potential keeps tapping the glass. This video is a reset, not a soft one, but a structural one. I'm going to take you through the blueprint behind momentum, identity, discipline, receipts, and why your life changes the second you stop negotiating with yourself. Everything here applies whether you're building a business, a brand, a comeback, or a new level of self-respect. And I'm giving you the truth the way most people avoid saying it, because comfort won't rebuild your system, but structure will. And before we go any further, here's your first receipt. Earlier today, I dropped a short on YouTube and TikTok before I even felt regulated from this morning's chaos. Analytics spiked, momentum activated, not because I felt good, but because I moved. Movement is the foundation. And now let's build something on top of it. Most people think momentum is an emotion. They think it's confidence, excitement, or inspiration. It's not. It's momentum in physics. An object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays stuck. And the stuck version of you isn't lazy. The stuck version of you is in a state of rest, emotionally, mentally, physically, and the rest calcifies into identity. And here's the truth that nobody likes to hear. You don't get clarity first, you get movement first. Think about a roller coaster. Before the drop, before the thrill, and before the screams, there's that chain lift, it's dragging you upward. It's going click by click. And nobody's really ready. Everybody's locked in, and there's that momentum that's pulling you higher before you feel brave. Same with your life, man. The reason that you feel like nothing is changing is because you're waiting for readiness instead of committing to movement. Today's receipt shows it clearly. Had every reason to delay. Had some relationship chaos, some stress, some noise, zero emotional calm. Still dropped the short. Still watch the analytics climb and still stack to win, Momentum doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your decisions. And here's the shift. Here's where most people fail. They try to build discipline without building a new identity. That's like installing a high-performance engine in a car frame made of cardboard. It's going to collapse the moment pressure hits. Identity is the operating system, and discipline is just the application running on top of it. So let me show you something real. When my life gets loud, when emotions are high, when relationships pull energy, when mornings start chaotic, I still move. Not because I'm superhuman, not because I feel uplifted, but because my identity is built on I move regardless. And that identity removes negotiation. And that identity makes discipline automatic. If your identity is built on I get overwhelmed, or I start but I don't finish, or I'll do it when I feel better, your system will collapse every single time pressure shows up. Identity dictates behavior. Change the identity, and discipline becomes the natural expression of who you are. It's not a battlefield that you fight every day. This is the same identity shift that I built my entire brand on. So plus systems, the Wolf Den, compliance, the shorts, podcast, YouTube, everything. Identity came first and receipts came next. And income follows identity. Confidence is not built by talking nice to yourself. Confidence is built by showing yourself proof, receipts. Receipts are the evidence that you move when most people stall. Receipts are the evidence that you follow through. And receipts are the evidence that you're not stuck, that you're building. People lack confidence because they lack receipts. Your brain doesn't trust promises. It trusts patterns. One action today, even a small one, changes the wiring. And one piece of forward motion breaks months of stagnation. Here are my receipts in just the last 48 hours. Short posted, podcast released, compliance passes completed, YouTube analytics climbing, vault expansion, brand consolidation, system reset, chaos in my personal life, and I still moved. It's not ego. It's evidence. Receipts silence doubt, and receipts kill hesitation, and receipts rebuild self-trust. Self-trust becomes momentum, and momentum becomes identity, and identity becomes income. And this is how the cycle actually works. Consistency isn't personality, It's mechanics. People sabotage themselves because they think consistency requires motivation. It doesn't. Consistency requires low friction, predictable systems, quick decisions, no emotional negotiation. So let's break it down. Low friction means your daily actions are so simple that even your tired self can do them. That's why my shorts work for me. They're simple, they're savage, and they're fast. Predictable systems mean you don't depend on remembering. Memory collapses under stress and systems hold. Quick decisions cut hesitation at the root. The longer that you sit with a task, the heavier it gets. No negotiation means the action is non-optional. It's identity level, like brushing your teeth, showing up to your job, or locking your door. Consistency is an engineering problem, not a motivational one. Build the system. Consistency shows up by force. And here's the raw truth. If your system only works when your life is peaceful, it's not a system. It's a fantasy. Your system must work when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're emotional, relationships are loud, when your energy is low, when people around you are unstable. And that's when my system works. Wake up, coffee, short, analytics, work, reset, move again. Simple, repeatable, pressure proof. And this is why the content keeps firing even when I'm in the middle of chaos. I'm using systems and not feelings. Systems don't need calm. Systems need execution. This is the part everybody skips because it's easier to talk about mindset than to talk about actual scalability, making money, real money. Income is built on identity. When people trust who you are, not who you pretend to be. There's a lot of pretenders out there. I certainly am not one. They buy, they follow, and they listen and they stay. Identity equals habits, and habits equal systems, and systems equal receipts, and receipts equal trust, and trust equals income, and income equals freedom, and freedom equals sovereignty. And that's the wolf den economy. Everything that you're building, YouTube, shorts, podcast, vault, compliance, the brand, the call center land, wolf den fortress, it's all powered by the same identity that I don't wait, I move. People don't follow talent. People follow consistency. People follow the ones who execute. You want income to rise? Proof has to rise first. Here's what you need to do next. You need to pick one lever, just one, and one action that proves to you, not me, not the algorithm, not the world. You are building the next version of yourself. That could be send 5 compliance emails, drop 1 short, study 20 minutes, walk 10 minutes, fix 1 part of your system, clean 1 environment, create 1 piece of content, open 1 new lane. The action doesn't matter. The identity shift does. Your life changes when identity changes, receipts build, and momentum compounds. You're not waiting for alignment. You're building alignment. This video is your blueprint. And now it becomes your execution. If you're new here, like, follow, share, and subscribe. Because I don't speak to the sheep. I call the wolves.